Hello, fam. Welcome. My name is MagdalineJanet. If you are new, welcome to the fam. Please don't forget to like and subscribe because we're always here having a good time. And come visit me on TikTok and Insta because I'm there daily. And of course, welcome back to all my oldies but goodies. Before I forget, this may be my last video for the week because I'm going to be on a work trip for a week. I may have another video throughout the week, but that's the only one I'm going to have. So just a FYI. Okay, so I'm so excited about this. So I bought my concealer on Charlotte Tilbury's website. So it came in this paper. I just wanted to show you the paper. So this is how the concealer looks. It comes in the same type of box that the Beautiful Skin foundation comes in. I have the shade 6.5. I think this is very light, so I don't know how this is gonna work. I'm kind of scared. I just put my foundation on. I always skip the under eye area or the eye area in general because I don't want to put a bunch of product there. I usually prime, color correct, and then put concealer, but today we're just gonna use the concealer. Also did put my eye cream on. I use the Believe eye cream. It's so good. It hydrates this area so well, especially because I have very dry under eyes, you know? This is how the concealer looks. Let's open her up. How big is this? 0.25. Okay, it's a little smaller than the average. The average is 0.3. This is definitely very light. Online it just looked a little tricky. Hopefully it oxidizes a little. Actually does oxidize. Okay, cool. Let's apply the concealer. On the left side, we're gonna use the brush, and on the right side, we're gonna use the sponge to blend it out. The new Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Medium to Full Coverage Radiant Concealer with Hyaluronic Acid retails for $33. I have the shade 6.5. This comes in 30 shades. This is a creamy skin-like medium to full coverage concealer that visibly conceals, brightens, and lifts eyes and face. Available in 30 waterproof shades for up to 16-hour wear. Coverage is medium. The finish is radiant. The highlighted ingredients is hyaluronic acid that hydrates and revitalizes outer visible layers, niacinamide that smooths, golden vitamin C that visibly brightens. It will be available at Sephora on September 1st. All right. Okay. This is some coverage, some hydration. This shade's very light. I think I'm probably shade 7 or 7.5 like I am in the foundation. We're gonna make it work. You see how the brush gives you more of a highlighted look versus the sponge just makes it a little more on the subtle side. Happy you can really see that difference. So here, let's turn off these lights. This is the brush. You see that hydration? Concealer feels very much like the Beautiful Skin foundation. And let's look here underneath. Here's the brush, here's the sponge. Okay, there's a little creasing going on. Okay. It doesn't really say it's a creaseless concealer, so we're gonna keep that in mind. Definitely beautiful, beautifully hydrating. And that's the main point I see that this concealer is. It's very hydrating and it provides coverage. It does oxidize. It's a tad bit darker, maybe like a shade. Let me add a little more here because I feel like I blended it out a little too. This dofa, look how nice it is. It's like tiny. You see how it has that like slant and dent? Or not dent, but you know what I mean, a curve where you can really get in here very, very nicely. I'm kind of liking the brush a little more. I'm definitely a brush girl. Since we're working with the very light concealer, I usually like to use a setting powder. Well, a good setting powder, but a setting powder that has a bit of a tint. And this Oma Beauty has the perfect tint. So give that area a little bit of color, not too much, but not too little. Did I lose that thing already? I'm over here like, because I'm gonna leave soon, I'm just like, crunch time, you know? So we're gonna get a little bit of powder. You wanna get rid of any creases. Typically do this with my finger too. I'll just kind of go like that. With the powder, you're gonna look straight ahead and tap and set. Want to look straight ahead because that's how your eyes naturally rest. I used to just look up and set, and then I found that my under eyes were looking crusty. Using this powder puff is my preferred method because it just gives you such a nice airbrush look. I've tried with the sponge and brushes. It just doesn't look as good. Why am I getting glitter? Hold on. Here, can you even see it? Let me see. Look how the lids look. Nice and set. Nice and smooth. And I like to show you how the lids look just so you can see how the concealer covers because I do have discoloration on my lid and in my under eyes. So this is how the under eyes look. This is the brush and the sponge. So, what time is it? It is 7:30. You guys know we're gonna be here all day doing all day wear test. So I'm just gonna finish up my face and I'll be back. I really don't know where all this glitter is coming from. So if you see it, I don't know. I think it's from yesterday's palette, but okay. This is how the concealer looks. I really like this coverage. It's very hydrating and it provides coverage. The brush, I feel like, is better. The sponge, you see how we can see that bit of discoloration coming through? And the lids. One thing I noticed is that the lids are very hydrated. So let's set it one more time. Because it's hydrating, it has a bit of a thicker texture. It does cause a little bit of creasing. I don't know if you can tell, but this is the brush and this is the sponge. It's not major creasing. For me, creasing happens a lot because I have very creasy under eyes. But I just want to, bring that up. This is the original swatch. You see that hydration right there? Like, girl, this is like serious hydration. And look, this swatch has been there for, I don't know, like an hour now. And look how it blends. So that's what Charlotte Tilbury, I feel like, is all about also. Very natural, very your skin, but full glam at the same time. I really like the coverage, especially because this shade is super light. The oxidation really helped us today. Oh, my lip is Brick Through from MAC, and then this lip liner from NYX Goal Getter. I'm kind of liking this little pink situation. But yeah, of course, we're going to go in front of the window because you guys know concealer can look a hot mess in daylight. Legit. And in studio lighting, it looks bomb, So see you later. Bye. No lie, fam. This coverage is very nice. You see how in daylight you can see that highlighted look it's giving us? Here's the brush. Here's the sponge. The sponge look good too. The sponge has the more natural look, but it's also full coverage. But here's like fullest coverage, the brush, right? Considering we didn't even have our shade. Like, this thing is really light. Look how flawless, like when we back up. Oh. Okay, guys, I'm back. It is 8:24. We've had the concealer on all day, but of course, before we get started, I do want to show you how the concealer was looking at around 5 o'clock. So here on the left side is the side we blended out with the brush. Looking pretty good. We still have more of the full coverage, and on the right side is the side with the sponge. I feel like we see a little bit of darkness coming through, but overall we had good coverage. And here we are now. You guys, it's been a long day. I went with my friend to have drinks and then I forgot, and then it's like, what time is it? It's 8 o'clock. So it's been about 13 hours. So look at this coverage though. Here, if I'm looking down, you can't really see the darkness peeking through. Here's the brush. Here is the sponge, and let me look up. I do have a bit of creasing here, but nothing like too crazy, as you can see. And it's also been 13 hours. You guys know eyes are constantly blinking. I am pleasantly surprised how well this concealer looks. I don't look too highlighted and we have good coverage. A lot of times when a concealer is too light, it won't cover. It just kind of sits on top of that darkness. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is it so far. Day number 1 is pretty good, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Good morning. Good morning. I'm back. I woke up early today. You know how I went out with my friend. It's harder when you drink and have to wake up at 5, We are ready. So today, let's color correct. I usually do this on my everyday makeup. I'll do it day 2 when I'm reviewing a concealer. So let's start off. Oh, wow, this exploded. Okay. Because girl, look at this. I'm gonna color correct on one eye only. You don't want a lot of product here, so we have way too much. The way you can remove it is just tap it out with your finger, and your finger will just shear it out completely. And then if it's still not sheared out, clean off your finger, go back in. And you see, ooh, so color correcting, it's going to color correct the darkness that you have. I have purples and blues, so yellow cancels those tones out. I'll put a color wheel here and you can see any color that diagonally matches, it's what cancels out. So if you see purples and reds, the peach and yellows cancel the purples and reds that I have. You can color correct your lid. I typically don't. I don't mind my discoloration on my lid. Use it to my advantage so I don't have to put a bunch of bronzer on, So I really like this doe foot, and this concealer really performed well yesterday. I was very pleasantly surprised, considering that this shade's a little on the lighter side. Our Sephora brush to start blending out. Also yesterday I let it dry down for like 2 minutes and it didn't dry down where you couldn't move it. So that's always like a good sign. And all I'm doing is just tapping the product in. Again, we can kind of grab our finger and just like even it out. And if like we shear it out too much, you can always just go back with your brush and just tap it back in. And if you ever have like a harsh line because their concealer's too light, get your foundation brush and just tap over so we have a gradient of the light area and then your foundation tone. Look at it before and after. Oh my goodness. You know I have to show you. Look. Ooh. Look at the hydration. The coverage here. Yeah. Okay, so on this side, I'm going to apply the concealer, blend it out, speed it up a little bit. Well, by the way, you guys, when I did my check-in last night, my friend was here and she couldn't believe that the concealer had been on for 13 hours because it just looks that good. It's always like nice to see what someone else thinks when I'm reviewing and stuff. I don't know. I just find that very interesting. So, okay, here we are. Here we are. Coverage, yes. Hydration, yes. It doesn't feel heavy, yes. Okay, here's just both lids looking good. You see the creasing a little bit? Of course it happened. Here we go. Corrector, no corrector. What you think? You see the corrector? We got that good coverage here. No corrector, you see that line coming through. So let me give you the time. We need to start the clock now. All right, it is 6:30. So let's set. Setting will help your concealer stay in place and not move, especially because we have a hydrating concealer. This is most likely going to move if you don't set it. You don't have to set concealer. If you have very dry under eyes, you can go with that option too. Straight ahead and get into the corner, come back in. Tapping motion. Something about this concealer I feel like you don't have to do is use a lot of product. That's good because, you know, Charlotte Tilbury, she's expensive. A little goes a long way, and definitely I recommend the brush. Here is corrector. Here is no corrector. Looks good. This one, I think we have a bit more coverage, huh? Okay. All right. So let me just finish up the thing. Ready to go. Guys, I was feeling so matte today. This is the combo I have on and look how flawless this skin looks. Oh, girl. Okay. We're not talking about foundation today. I like how the lids look very hydrating. Even though we set, I put a little bit of bronzer. It's not showing texture. So it's like, girl. And here. Look at the under eyes right here. This is the color correcting side. This is the non-color correcting side. Ooh, yeah, a little bit creasing. You can just go like that and then get my powder a little bit. You can always do this after you set, like with setting spray. It's not a bad thing. It's not ideal, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. This eye was funky, but we fixed it and this eye is good. I'm just loving this coverage. Look, corrector, no corrector. We're highlighted, looking a little glam. Full coverage, it doesn't look heavy at all, right? Actually, let's wait about an hour. I'm gonna go get coffee at my favorite place and they don't open till 8 and I think it's only 7. My lip. Oh, I'll put it down. It's Teddy Fluff from NYX and then Total Baller lip liner from NYX too. You guys, so I just put my contacts on and the liquid fell on this eye. I tried saving it, but there's like a big old crease there. This is the side with corrector. Looking good. And the side by itself. I feel like they both look good though. Like I can't really see much of a difference. Here, let's back it up. Ooh, let me look up. Oh my God, the sun. Okay, we're good here. I'm back. It is 6:20. Had the concealer on day 2 for 12 hours. And of course, I do want to show you some footage I got maybe about 2 hours ago. Here on the left side, this side with no piercing is the corrector side. We did get it a little bit wet. It still looks good considering we had some contact solution on there, but this concealer says it's waterproof, and I will say it's pretty waterproof-esque because we still have coverage. And here is the no corrector side. Let's see how the under eyes look. Let me look up. And we do see creasing, but the coverage is there. Like full coverage, but in a lightweight manner, and it stays all day. It doesn't fade. And on both days, we noticed that, girl, we're looking well put together. Like gastada where, you know? I think you guys know this concealer is a definite yes for me because it's beautiful, literally in the name. It's hydrating, it's pigmented, it lasts all day long. You could wear with corrector, without corrector. It could get wet and you won't be looking all gastada. So this is a yes for me and I absolutely love it. I've been raving about it both of these days, but dang, This is so good. But Charlotte Tilbury's makeup is always so good, you know? So I don't expect anything less. You know what I'm saying? But let me know your thoughts. Of course, are you gonna get it? Let me know because I'm excited. If you get it, let me know because it's good. It's a good one. I think this is it, fam. I love you guys so much. Thank you for hanging out with me and spending a little bit of your day with me. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, click the button right there, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. I'll miss you guys too.